Hello, today I would like to talk about Kubernetes in CM4 IO board. I'm going to switch into the command line and I will proceed there. So you can use tools like K3s or Micro K8s for a lightweight setups. Here is a general overview of the process. So first of all, you need to set up your Raspberry Pi compute module with a compatible operating system, for example, a Raspberry Pi OS or Debian 11, and ensure it is connected to the network and it is accessible. And you can see I'm already there, and hostname/I shows the IP address, so that is correct. And I'm using a Wi-Fi and Ethernet cable. So the next step is to install a Docker. Kubernetes relies on containerization, so you need to install Docker on your CM4 first. Okay, so we will do it. First of all, sudo apt update, or in my case it will be nala update, and we will see the result. And after that, we need to install Docker IO. So, okay, we need to wait a little bit longer. It's quite, and now it's pretty fast. So, sudo, it can be apt, but in my case it's nala, install, and what? docker.io. And you should be able to install it. Okay, do you want to install? Yes, please. In the meantime, I will tell about the Kubernetes more. You need to install K3s, for example, and K3s is a lightweight Kubernetes distribution optimized actually for edge computing. So we will going to install it in a moment. Or eventually, instead of K3s, we can install Micro K8s. And Micro K8s is another lightweight Kubernetes distribution that can be easily installed with a different way. And I'm going to show you how we can install using commands, both versions. So first of all, the first option, K3s. K3s can be installed this way. curl-sfl https get the K3s, and after that .io, of course, and pipe. And now you want to run a bash script, so sh space dash this way. So we can install it this way, and I will try to do this and in a moment. But the second option is to install the Micro K8s, right? This one. So this way it's a little bit different because you have to install the snap. So in this case, it will be sudo snap. If you don't have a snap, you need to install it by apt install snap or nala install snap. And then sudo snap install the Micro K8s and the classic version. But because I don't want to use a snap, so I will get back to the previous command and I will install the K3s. So curl-sfl sfl this way, capital L, and https, and get k3s.io pipe sh this way dash, and you should be able to see it. It's downloading the binary, verifying failed to find memory cgroup. Okay, that is interesting, and we will do this in a moment. Excellent. So then sudo vim the boot. But first of all, you need to copy the line. So we need to just copy this. So select it, Ctrl+Shift+C, and vim boot cmdline.txt. And after that, we can add it at the end. Insert, and this way, Shift insert, and we have this. Okay. Read only. That is interesting. So sudo and insert this way, and lovely. The entry is added. And what next? Symlink is creating, starting K3s. So then you need to configure and use a Kubernetes. Once the K3s or eventually micro K8s is installed, you can start interacting with Kubernetes. So you can use kubectl. It's a Kubernetes command line tool to manage your cluster. Remember to fetch the configuration file from the CM4 to your local machine to use kubectl remotely. So this is very important. And after that, you can deploy applications. So for example, using, of course, the Kubernetes manifest, you have to create YAML files describing your deployment, services, and other resources, and use kubectl apply-f and file name manifest file, of course, in YAML to deploy them to the cluster. It's not a very big deal. Of course, when I will be teaching in the future more and provide more information about Kubernetes, so you need to understand that the entry level is high. You need to understand more and more and more. There is a lot of knowledge you need to gather to be able to work with Kubernetes. But after that, when you will understand everything step by step, it will be quite easy, because working with pods is just clear, pure pleasure, and something that is really really good. Okay, so that's the problem, just because Kubernetes has a steep learning curve. So you need to explore Kubernetes documentation, tutorials, and resources to understand its concepts and best practices. And one thing that you need to remember at the end, Raspberry Pi CM4 might have limited resources compared to traditional servers, so you might want to focus on lightweight setups and optimize your application accordingly. And additionally, specific instructions can vary based on the Kubernetes distribution and your preferences, of course. And always consult the latest documentation for the distribution you choose. So this is the end, and what we need to do, I will switch the boot, and I'm going to present that I'm rebooting now the system. So sudo reboot, and you should be able to see that it's booting up properly. And then we will check is the Kubernetes working as a system service. So we need to wait a little bit longer, just because it takes some time. And by the way, you will see that those lines that were added to the command cmdline.txt file in the boot directory, they are working properly, and everything is up and running. And excellent. So going back to command line, and one more time logging into the system, and sudo systemctl status and K3s service, and you can see it's active and running. So the Kubernetes is installed, and this way we were able to install the Kubernetes on our machine, and we can check sudo kubectl, and then we can use tab, and we can check everything actually what we want. So we can use the help, and it will display you the information apply, patch, replace, wait, customize, label, annotate, and API resources, config, and plugin version. So for example, you can use the kubectl version and it should work. So we will see version. Okay, deprecated and will be replaced with the output from. Okay, sure. Okay, but we can use this. So let's use output JSON to get the full version. So we can try to copy this and something like this. Shift insert and that is interesting. Maybe lovely. Or eventually we can choose the JSON. So you can see the client version, minor Git version, and Go version, compiler, everything is here. So, and we will see the YAML, and the YAML is a little bit different because you can observe it, the difference between JSON and YAML. And yeah, YAML is more eye friendly. Okay, so that is all in my opinion. Thank you very much. Have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye bye.